Hi, I'm Blair Gilbert here for MrHardware.com and Gilbert's Pro Hardware in St. Clair Shores, Michigan. We are here to take a quick talk about bees and wasps around the house. A professional showed us how to handle this yellow jacket problem that was at a customer's house. The bees went into the flashing, into the void between the chimney and the house. The void between the chimney and the house gives the bees access, like I-94, all the way from the roof into the basement. Thank you to Super Pest Control for helping us with this video. Steve there is a great guy, does a great job. He's been very helpful to us all these years. Once you take and they're working at a location where wasps are entering your house, when you put a poison at that location, you may find that they switch to another location.
I have dozens of bees down my basement during the day. They congregate around the windows. I don't mind when I see even more that are dead, but during the day they come out and they're angry, so that makes me nervous. And I have them upstairs too. Many of them are dead, but not that one. So by the end of the day, there's dozens of them. And then in the morning, they're all laying on the ground, dead. But that just tells me how many were alive the day before. And I'm worried about stepping on them. They're in the bedrooms, all the rooms, living room, dining room, kitchen. You can even see in the recessed lighting. I think they're in the attic. And that's where they're coming from. But I don't know. I just don't know. They get excited because of the spray.
Pheromone.
Oh, I see.
There's something going on. They don't see. This is non-repellent, so they're not quite sure what's happening. So what they do is they put out a pheromone, and that lets the other bees know there's danger in the area, and that's why a lot more will start coming, and they'll all start to get a little bit loopy like this.
I see.
They're not quite sure what's happening. You know, a lot of dust are non-repellent based, but I like to use the non-repellent. A lot of times they'll just find another hole in. With this, they won't even know the difference. They'll keep. There's no giving these guys. They're soldiers, so they're going to keep shuffling in. They're going to push right through this powder and drag it all right into the nest.
And that's good. They'll take it with them?
Yep. Because there's no quit. You know, a lot of social insects, a lot of them will just find a new route. But with these guys, there's no give. They're going to keep fighting until they get in there.
Is it necessary to block that off?
Yes. Now, once you see no activity for about, I don't know, a week or two, because if you seal it up too quickly, you're going to trap all of them inside. And then they're going to have tons inside your home. So you want to wait till there's no activity for about a week or so and then seal it all up.
Does it look like they're going in other areas?
I don't see any other areas they're trying. They're just really fighting to get in that one there. You see they got dust all over them. So that's good. That's a good sign. That tells me we got the right spot. Even till the springtime, I mean, this is really nice out now, so you could do it anytime after the week. But if it gets cold, use some of that cheap foam sealant.
Yes.
Until next year, and then you can come up and do it right when the weather breaks.
Oh, so that's a direct basement as well as...
Yep, because there's a flue inside there. And that brick just surrounds that flue, so once they get in there, that's why you get them in the basement, because that obviously vents to your furnace.
On my first floor, they're getting there from the basement?
Yep, and they're coming out and they're going to the windows, obviously, because they're going to the light. They're thinking it's outside. They don't want to be in your house any more than you don't want them in there. See, what happens is dust is light powder, so when they get in there and they flap in their wings, they spread it around real well.
Just sealing it up without using the powder, they'll just find another way.
Well, you'll trap, probably hundreds or thousands of them inside, and they're just going to chew through your walls. They'll find a way into your house will be flooded with. Eventually, if you just left the house empty for a month, yeah, they'd all die because there's no resources inside for them. So eventually they'd die off,
Right.
But you wouldn't be able to live in your house. You'd have tons of them. When you're dealing with yellow jacket, especially in this situation, you're best wiping them out. Honeybees are a different situation.
Are these more aggressive then?
Well, no, the honeybees are federally protected. You can't kill them. They have to be relocated. You might as well choke a bald eagle if you go killing honeybee nests. Yellow jackets, yeah, they're pretty aggressive. But as you see, if you don't bother them, right now they have different stages. Right now they're in survival mode. So they're not coming after us because they're simply trying to figure out what's going on.
But I'm glad it was this easy.
The only time I have a hard time is when you have huge voids where you can't, get any dust into an entry point. Then it becomes a problem because a lot of people's porches will have mortar missing around the whole thing. And they're going in the whole line. So and then once they get under that porch, who knows where they're at? How do you treat that properly? In that situation, I tell people, seal most of it up, leave a little hole. I can get the dust so they can trail that dust, that powder, that poison in there for me.
Right.
Otherwise, there's no way to get the poison in.
That's simply a powder.
So the powder works better because they'll drag, the spray will just sit right there.
Right.
The powder, they'll drag this stuff inside with them. And as I said, as they spread their wings and they flap their wings, they spread that poison around. This stuff works really well.
They don't need a great deal on them?
Nope.
Does that poison them?
Just poisons them.
Yeah, just this morning I saw them flying up here. I thought they were getting in through the house, but no.
This is exactly where they're getting in. I think we're good.
So how much of that do you use, or is that it? Is that enough for
Yeah.
to move around
I can tell because they're not able to get in. That tells me they're entryway closed.
with dead bugs? Oh, with that.
Yep. What's good about this one is see it's got the removable straw. You just shake it up,
I hear it.
get
Yeah.
the powder, and then you can bend the straw. And
Oh.
Stuff squeezes. So when this is done, you just throw it away. I get this from my professional grade people. Just started using it this year. They the guys at the shop turned me onto it. I usually use like a Delta dust.
I only know what I saw on the web. Everyone has an opinion on the web.
Oh yeah, and half of them don't even know what they're talking about.
No.
And most of the opinions, that's I tell people, especially with bed bugs, you got to look at the opinion. Usually, most opinions are trying to sell you something, so their opinion is very subjective. I tell people when it comes to stuff like that, go to the state or the government's websites, and they'll give you the proper information because they're not trying to sell you anything, you know.
Is it only the queen once the queen's gone?
You have multiple queens. If one dies, or this next one gets in line. Some species of these guys operate that way, but not these guys. Like ants, a lot of people think ants have a queen. They have multiple queens. Any social colonies like that. That way, if one goes down, chain of command. It assures their survival. Shame you have to kill them, they're living over in that tree, they'd be fine. Problem is, when they start getting into your home.
Yeah, there's not room for both of us.
Same thing with ants or anything else. When my family and I go on walks, we bring extra crumbs we feed the ants. They're living outside. Just can't be inside your house. But outside, that's where they belong.
This will kill the queens, and that's it, or
This will wipe out 90% of the colony. The other will take off. If not 100%, depending on how much you actually get in there.
if I seal it before they all take off, do they come back?
No, they won't come back. You just trap some inside, so you'll get a few into your house, depending on how many you trap inside.
Oh. Are they seasonal? Will they move every year, or will they come back to the same place
No,
every
they typically won't come back to this site because it'll be poison too. Because remember, once they get inside there, there's still going to be remnants of this stuff.
Oh.
The stuff's not going away anytime soon once it gets inside there.
All right, so if I didn't do anything and winter came, they'd be fine in the house? I mean, it's warm enough for them to...
Oh yeah, that's what they're doing right now. Oh yeah, they would just grow their colony. And then come spring, you'd have, something probably twice as size. If not bigger, depending on, how much supplies, food, because obviously they got to gather, sustenance for the season.
See, that's one of the things I saw on the net. It said, they'll stay for 1 year and then they go away.
It depends, if they have a suitable home, why would they go away?
Do they hibernate?
They kind of shut down, they shut their systems down basically.
They got enough food that they've been gathering?
Yeah, but if they have enough sustenance, remember they lay eggs, so there's a.
Oh, another generation.
So why would they just, it doesn't make sense that they would just go away. Sometimes when the colony, sometimes the nest will get over full and the eggs will kind of, they'll leave the nest because the nest will kind of get destroyed. But a lot of times they'll just continue to grow the nest and they'll set up new egg rings, they call them. Once those hatch, obviously that's going to create a nice mess. So what they'll do is from there they'll extend the colony. And that portion of the colony won't be used anymore.
The nest that was outside, why did they leave that?
Who knows, maybe they could have got attacked by an enemy, 100 different reasons. They found something better. A lot of times foreign invaders will make them do that. Looks like we got them.
Yeah, I went on vacation and my sister was here. She said she got stung. There's bees. I was gonna stay on vacation. A lot of dead ones. Is it the heat, or are they just
Not in the form. They need, water. They need, they need to survive. There's nothing. It's not a sustainable environment for them inside your home. They're trying their hardest to get in there.
And because all the dead ones are stacked up, is it?
Now the poison's blocking them. I got it because at times that's what I like to do. I like to make sure I got the right spot. Now if I see them still just shoveling right in, I know I missed the hole. So once you clog up that spot, once you get the right area with the poison, you know it because they're like this.
Right. So
eventually they're going to shovel right through it.
Okay.
And they're going to drag all that poison inside. Or the ones from the inside are going to shovel it out. But right now they're kind of all in the mode of what the heck's going on right now. Good.